sure I have a grasp on the reality of what's good.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. You're joining us after about 5 minutes of me just...
I told you not to hit go, but you did it.
Well, I'd already hit go before you told me not to hit go. It was already done.
No backsies.
You can't go backsies on going live on Instagram. You can quit the video really quickly, I guess. I should have done that. It doesn't matter, everybody. It's Friday. It's been a long week.
Okay.
Paul, what do you got to share with us?
What do I've got? Well, today is Friday. This is our first week trying our new format, shorter episodes of Wonderful Home Shopping, but more directed. So Fridays is our local food day. Local food day. So we've been eating food in preparation for this.
And to continue living.
So tips and tricks from your downtown business crew here. What'd you eat that was good this week, Meredith?
Well, I'd like to give y'all a review of the consistently very good chili lime tofu tacos from Archibalds, which I recommend ordering with the Spanish rice and challah sauce. But
still recommending after yesterday's episode?
So here's what happened to me, folks. There must have been a stray, extremely hot jalapeno bite in my jalapeno sauce, because I took a particular bite of taco, which inflamed my face for like probably a solid 30 minutes.
Out of commission.
And I was crying and like flushing my face, just like water. That's why the bathroom, we can't let people use it, because like if you need to rush in there and use the sink to like just get all of the poison fire out of your face, that's just not like CDC recommended for the general public.
Yeah, actually the reason we're not letting people use the bathroom is because of the CDC recommendations.
Yes.
But if you need to use the bathroom, visit Wonderfair's virtual haunted bathroom.com at home from the comfort of your own home, fire-faced or not.
Yeah. So, when that happens to a person, like, do those taste buds ever come back?
I think you'll be fine.
Okay, great. Well, if you like really spicy food, the fun part about the tacos is I've never had that experience, and it was just that one bite. So I feel like it's kind of a roulette.
You got something in that bite.
Which is honestly, like, for people who love spicy food, that would probably be like even more reason to order it.
Yeah, chili lime taco roulette.
Some people,
Archibalds.
Yeah, some people like to play games with their taste buds and capsaicin. Capsaicin, I think, is also maybe a mood elevator or has a stimulator. So if you've been feeling kind of down in the dumps with the new day-to-day, maybe you need a big old capsaicin boost. Go get some delicious chili lime tofu tacos with Spanish rice and challah sauce and just see what happens. You know my other suggestion?
What's your other suggestion?
I need to start a flow chart, like a graph of which day I order it and how the tortilla shell part is prepared. Because there is a world, you can still eat it no matter how much that tortilla falls apart. But some days I feel like they got those tortillas unlocked. And some days the tortillas are just like for looks and not for stability.
That's justified. Mm-hmm.
But they taste great.
Well, speaking of local tacos, yesterday I hit up Cellar Door Cafe because they launched a taco. And it was another tofu taco. We both had competing tofu tacos yesterday.
Mine came to play.
Yeah.
How about yours?
I thought it was great. It wasn't quite as good, if I'm being honest, as the Archibalds chili lime tofu taco.
It's a great taco.
It's a great taco.
It's not like a standard taco.
One of the top tacos.
Don't roll in expecting like a standard street taco. If you want a standard street taco, you got to go to Mama's or La Estrella, ideally. La Estrella over in southwestern Lawrence.
Yeah. Love that. Haven't been there in a couple months, but we should get back. And Taco Zone is back.
Taco Zone is back.
Here's the update on Taco Zone. They're selling out continuously. Every week they sell out of their Taco Zone party packs for your at-home taco needs. So get in early. I know they already have next week's party packs for sale. Maybe we should get our order in.
Yeah, I almost ordered for this week, but ultimately I was frozen by uncertainty about which filling to choose, because you're going to end up with a whole lot of one filling, which, I mean, pork chop simmered in tomatillo
Oh yeah.
is
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
the choice. But when it came to the end, I'm normally a person who's always like 2 of one taco and 1 of the other,
Yes,
please.
I know. So they haven't adapted that to the party pack, huh?
No, not
You
yet.
just get one big old bag
Mhm.
full of meat, I'm guessing.
I hope it's in a bag.
Their meat comes in bags. I mean, that's
What?
how they send it to the restaurant anyway. Do you know the
Huh?
Taco Zone trick? Taco Zone
No.
doesn't have a full kitchen.
Yeah.
And so they make all their stuff off site and
In
then
a
send it to
registered
the
kitchen. It's a whole like
in a
food
real
safety thing.
in a real kitchen that's inspected and stuff.
Mhm.
So they get around that full kitchen requirement by having all their cooking done off site, and then they send it to the store in bags, in the sous vide bags.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, because they cook it sous vide,
Yep.
which is a great way to like keep absolutely every flavor inside of a meat that's slow cooked in a boiling fashion, which is why their meats are so flavorful.
Yeah.
Yum,
Yeah.
yum, yum.
Juicy.
And beans are really excellent cooked sous vide.
Mm.
What are your favorite Taco Zone fillings, Paul? Let's talk to the people about taco fillings. We're a
Yeah,
stationary store in
that-
downtown Lawrence.
Well, I got to give a shout out to the lengua. I've not had it in. I've never got it in a torta, but I love that as a taco.
Well, tortas are off the table, so
Tortas are off the table
don't
now,
even worry
so
about that.
I don't know if they're doing the lengua. It's a little bit more of a bold choice, but I think it's great. I usually won't do a full like triple lengua taco just because it is like a little fattier than some of the other meats. Tomatillo pork is a fave.
They're for the vegetarians out there. Their black bean is delicious,
Mhm,
and
yep.
I highly recommend it.
What's your fave?
Well, it's probably the pork chop, but I'm struggling because my true favorite thing at Taco Zone is the mac and cheese, which is a delicious creamy mac and cheese enhanced by the addition of a little bit of their white queso sauce as well as some pinto beans. I think they're pinto beans. They might be white beans.
Yeah, they've got pinto beans.
Pinto beans. And so it's a very robust and earthy and texturally more interesting mac and cheese than just straight up starchy noodles and some sauce.
Yeah,
because you get that extra version of starch in the form of a bean, and I think beans are probably better for you than noodles. I'm just gonna say it. Sorry, food scientists.
It's great to get the beans in that mac and cheese.
That. Do you think beans
The
are
other
better?
thing is they vary that texture by crunching up a bunch of their own tortilla chips and drizzling those on top.
It.
So
And it comes with cilantro.
yeah,
It's basically the best mac and cheese in
here
town.
we are reminiscing. It is.
And I miss it very much. And they can bring it to me in a bag. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
mad.
that would be great if they just brought us bags of mac and cheese. But speaking of mac and cheeses in town, there's a new one. There's a new mac and cheese in town.
I don't know where you're going with this.
It's
Oh.
just 2 doors down from Wonder Fair. The fine folks at Pedestrian, Holly and David had them on the show before. But Pedestrian, I feel like they're taking the downtown lunch game by storm.
They are. They're in part because they're one of a fewer number of restaurants currently open for lunch.
It's true. But I mean, it seems like they're earning very consistent business, certainly from us,
Loyalists.
but we are just 2 doors away. But I feel like these guys are knocking it out of the park.
They're doing a great job. They're also extremely delightful people.
Yes.
And I will say, not only is their mac and cheese extremely good, and I recommend it, their daily veggie sandwich special is always looking amazing. And they have a selection of chilled or not yet chilled natural wines, which is all the rage right now.
Oh,
natural
I didn't know they had
wines are
natural
like
wines.
organic and they have less processing in them, which I think, I'm probably wrong on this. Someone can correct me in comments. It does something to lower how the tannins affect you. So if you're a person who enjoys wine, but it gives you headaches and stuff, supposedly I was told once by a wine connoisseur this would reduce those effects, and I have found that to be accurate. So you can buy them just 2 doors down now that there's not a city wine market open. If you want a bottle of wine in the middle of the day to celebrate Fancy Friday, which I guess we're not doing anymore, I just realized, you can get them at Pedestrian. You know what else? Let's talk about mac and cheese for one more second.
Okay, yeah.
There's another new mac and cheese game in town.
Really?
Yes. Get this. Leeway Franks is making mac and cheese.
Did you have it?
No, I can't
Oh.
wait. I'm really excited. They are also, I don't know how consistently making fried chicken.
What happened over here? Did Dave do this?
Did Dave do that?
It's got all off.
That's wild. I think Dave did it.
Oh, I think it's just gently gliding away.
Sorry. The cameraman is a Leuchtturm display that spins and a iPad sitting on some AMAC boxes in an acrylic tub. So
big budget here.
Big budget camera person. The camera person, we just couldn't afford another paid position. So we had to use some junk from around the store.
Maybe someday we'll get a grant. Wonderful Home Shopping.
I think we're done ever getting grants, if I'm honest. Okay.
So Leeway Frank's got a mac and cheese they're experimenting with. That's pretty exciting.
Since we don't have a lot of time today, and we've talked about several mac and cheeses, I want you to have every opportunity to talk about every food. I do think we should mention the sidewalk project.
Oh.
Because you brought up the word grants, and it occurred to me. We could say.
Oh, that is good. Yeah, we can save that for the end, but we're ready.
Is it the end?
No. What else? What else is hot news? Papakinos. They're set to reopen in another week or two.
Wow, that's faster than
pretty
expected.
soon. Yeah, so Papakinos is moving from up on the 10th block, right near the Watkins Museum. They're moving to our block, just 2 doors away, in the old Jock's Niche space, and they've been working fast and furious on that space, for like 4 months now. Every day they fill up a dumpster. I think they're stripping that place down to the bones and like restarting. So a lot of roof work. They put in like big cool skylights. There's going to be an upstairs place to eat. 2 ovens, real fast pizza turnaround time is what David says.
Oh boy.
That's the gossip there.
Wow,
so,
speedy pizza.
Speedy pizza. They should be, he says, open for takeout maybe as early as next week.
Wow.
Which seems crazy because it still looks like they're adding new things all the time. But yeah, Papakino's a welcome addition to our block. Excited to have that around. And then moving into the Papakino space. I don't know if I can.
Is this a secret you're about to tell us?
I don't know if it's a secret.
Oh, it's fine. There's only like several people
I think that there's people know that this is happening.
Whispering.
That there's going to be a new sort of deli. There's going to be a new deli. A deli sandwich, more sandwiches, which for me is great because I love sandwiches. More sandwiches.
I mean, that's
what I say.
What kind of deli are we talking about?
Sandwich deli.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be like they're gonna slice meat and put it on a roll for you or something.
Okay. Do we know who's doing that?
I forget their names. They're a long time like restaurant people. Aaron Marable knows them.
Oh.
That's how I got the word originally.
Well, this is all very exciting. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for when we're all going out to restaurants a lot, which I believe is several months away, to enjoy all of these places. But you can get takeout.
Get so much takeout.
Hey, I also would like to open the door for anyone who has great ideas about how we can make takeout more accessible for more Lawrencians and restaurants that feel really undercut by third-party delivery apps. Is there something we can do as a community to help with that? I'm not qualified to figure that out, but if someone else is, I can put you in touch with the right people.
Yeah, just like a squad of people on bicycles delivering food around town or something.
So amazing, and it could be more local.
Yeah.
I just don't know all the rules. Okay.
I think the opportunity is there. If you're like, hey, I've always dreamed of starting a bike gang. Well, now you can pitch your bike gang to the local restaurants and be like, we'll be your delivery people, and we're going to have cool uniforms, and it'll be like we're a local legend. It's like a real collaborative effort. So if you're the kind of person who's been dreaming of starting a bike gang, now you can make money at it by offering delivery services.
I'd like to also say maybe you're a person who just wants to start your own business.
Yeah, it's two things at once. I
don't know about your language. I think our different choices will appeal to different demographics, and I want to bring them all to the table. So if you'd like to start a very community-centric business that could be operated cooperatively, this could be a good opportunity, because we need help delivering Wonder Fair packages as well, don't we?
Sure, we'll employ your bike gang.
Yeah, we'd absolutely love to employ your bike collective is the term I'm going to use, because I just don't need to give more anxious pearl clutchers fodder to tell me that what we're doing is not sufficiently sanctioned. because they'll show up
Yeah.
and just say you can't do a nice new thing, but I'm here to tell you you can do a nice new thing. You just got to frame it correctly.
Great.
Downtown Bike Delivery Collective, hit us up. We'll put you in touch with the people. Matt, you want to be in on it? Cats on Skateboards, delivering your tacos. Lawrence, Kansas. Hello, sir. Okay, one final piece of information. Do you have any last thoughts? We get to talk about food every week.
Yeah.
And
well, we've got I think the last piece of information is going to be the sidewalk project, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, speaking of grants, a million years ago, we applied for a grant.
This was truly in like 2013.
2012. 2013 is about right. It was for a project in East Lawrence called East Ninth Project. Right? Is that the name of the project?
Right. It was a project organized under the auspices of the National Endowment for the Arts Our Town grant system, which was designed to, in underserved communities, to provide grants for artists to do projects. And it was really a controversial project in our city. It wasn't a great example of community collaboration, and it was at the very beginning of talks about the problems with creative placemaking and how they're usually used as a method for gentrification, basically. So the idea is that it helps these underprivileged, lower income neighborhoods, but the outcome was often that those lower income neighborhoods became higher income, and then all the people who used to live in them couldn't afford to live there because they were fancy artist cities, communities. It's complicated. Artists have been used as gentrifiers since, there was capital to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
Dates back many hundreds of years. But we participated kind of on the side of the let's not gentrify the neighborhoods camp and be careful about it. So now that the grant is finally coming to fruition after huge changes, where it is no longer a big splashy overlay that felt a little more gentrify-y, but instead people are doing smaller projects that are targeted and very tied into community storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
But we went to lots of meetings and heard the community say over and over again, what our East Lawrence really needs is some basic infrastructure, a basketball hoop, a light on the basketball court. Our sidewalks are terrible, so we thought, we could probably fix a sidewalk.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who were excited about the project were excited about hey, we'll get our streets fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they felt there's a lot of unnecessary things that would in fact just end up contributing to gentrification, which would make it a more difficult neighborhood for people to live in.
For example, a very big fancy dining and bar patio
Mm-hmm.
next to the Turnhalle was one of the early people didn't like that idea.
Yeah. So, it was clear who the winners and losers would be. And so,
P.S. We're very biased. We're not trying to present y'all an unbiased opinion, because that would be unfaithful to our...
And to directly articulate it, the winners would be the people who own property. The property developers, really.
Right. People who own property but don't live in the neighborhood in the property they own.
Right.
It would be people who had speculated on property in the neighborhood and who hoped its value would raise, and then they could either charge more for renting it or etc.
So we, as Meredith said, went to lots of meetings, listened to the community, and for us the takeaway was, is there a way we can really make this a project that the community wants and needs? And we decided to adapt our original project, which was a secret society sort of adventure project.
It would have been more, initially the idea was more to create a site-specific sculptural work that was a part of a scavenger hunt that would always be available for people to participate in. But that's just fun stuff and doesn't improve infrastructure. It adds new stuff. And the goal of creative placemaking, if it's done right, is to both improve existing infrastructure without forcing out the roots that made the community fertile in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good description, but you get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we changed our project because when you know better, you do better. You're so good
You
at
can keep
explaining it, though.
You're doing great.
I'm not succinct.
Hello.
Okay. So here's our new project. After all the meetings, hearing people talk about the desperate need for infrastructure investment, but the members of the community not having the means to do some of that, we were also hearing it became in the last few years, discussions about whether or not the city will pay for sidewalk improvements that are mandated has really been like at the top of people's minds. So the city's going through neighborhood by neighborhood and doing an assessment of sidewalks and mandating that homeowners improve them if they're not safe, which is this community needs safe sidewalks for people to safely navigate. But some homeowners, when they're getting slapped with that bill, can't handle it. So we have about $12,000, which is, let me tell you, a huge grant.
It's pretty big.
It's the biggest one we ever got. To both hire an artist to come up with some creative, mysterious overlays for what is wink, wink underneath the sidewalks, or perhaps gently embossed in the top of it, should you still want to go on a little treasure hunting adventure. But also, we're able to pay for the physical labor to have sidewalks improved, flattened, straightened. It's going to depend on how much each sidewalk costs and how much we can support it ourselves. But we can probably do 2 to 5 sidewalks in East Lawrence, and the process is now open. Go to wonderfair.com/East 9th.
You got it.
Nailed it.
Good job.
And there's a form there where you yourself, or you can suggest a neighbor in East Lawrence who needs sidewalk repair, and we will choose the projects. It is based on need, and we're specifically hoping to support and provide improved sidewalks for those who are elderly, disabled, who are Black and Indigenous, or other people of color who are underserved in the community. We're also happy to help folks who have had their lives disrupted by incarceration, who might have had themselves been incarcerated and are struggling to reintegrate, or who might have a family member who would normally be available to do labor for the home who is incarcerated, and leaving a gap in that person's household. So that's all on the website. So again, it's wonderfair.com/East 9th. Are we Masons who I just realized Masons.
Right, they do some
Wink.
stone work. Yeah. Wow. There's a good connection there.
I know, right?
I hadn't considered that either.
When you're on the right path, the doors just open up. So
So this is the East 9th neighborhood. If
you're pointing at it. It's
or
over
someone,
there.
It's over there.
It's
y'all
just
know.
2 blocks over that way.
I think, should I point that way?
I don't know how
If you're on
TV science
I guess it
works.
depends which way you're facing when you view this.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, if you know somebody, or if you are in East 9th and maybe fit those criteria for our need-based sidewalk project, Wonder Fair is repairing sidewalks for free as long as we get to embed secret codes and mysteries into the sidewalk. So you have to be cool with that.
And we'll collaborate with the homeowner. Think of each sidewalk maybe having something similar to a, why do I always forget this word when I need it? The thing you bury in the ground.
Oh,
Time
a
capsule.
time capsule?
Yeah, so we can work with the homeowner on what would essentially be like a more complicated version of a time capsule, which leads to another, and then people are off on their next adventure.
We don't know
noticing-
exactly. We don't know
noticing
exactly
the
how it's
thing.
going to go down.
Right,
But it'll
because we're doing it in collaboration with the homeowner.
Yeah.
Okay, so we needed to tell that because East Lawrence Neighborhood Association has just announced that and opened up the process for applying. We have
2 weeks
we have
for
there's
applications.
2 weeks. So, and that's just because we got to get started on the project. Projects like this have timetables that are somewhat arbitrary, and we just have to spend the money.
In this case, it's been a 5+ year
I
process.
think we're at 7.
Could be 7, but we really need to get it done by October sometime. So we're going to do it.
And it was 7 because there was a few years back and forth, like, can we or can't we do a project at all? And then they had to reorganize how the project worked. And then global pandemic happened, and we couldn't hang out and have meetings.
But we'll get it done. We'll figure it out. Okay. That's our show for today. We gotta get the store open.
Okay.
We're open noon to 6 today. 10 to 6 tomorrow, closed Sundays. Give us a call, order online, whatever you want to do. Wonder Fair is here.
I have a new idea for how we should sign off.
Okay.
I've been struggling a lot, both because of not having as much stability in my life, which I really treasure, and just because there's a lot of stressful news every day, and it can be easy to become very discouraged. And one thing I have to do to myself, like keep going, is remember things I'm grateful for. So I think I want to start just saying things like thank yous to people,
Okay.
specifically so that I can keep my gratitude top of mind. And so I want to express gratitude for the people who fought so hard to make sure the East 9th project would be, no project is ever perfect, but I feel like there was a good effort to make this one more equitable and beneficial to the community. And it was a lot of work and people fought for it. And I want to say thank you to those people. KT Walsh is one of those people.
Dave Lowenstein.
Dave Lowenstein fought for that. I don't want to talk much. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But also just like many of the citizens of East Lawrence. I
I
had written a list of names that would have been more effective.
I wish
you helped. You know.
I wish there was good media coverage of this story over the course of it unfolding, because it's such an interesting story of a community pushing back and really articulating what they want instead of allowing more wealthy interests to dictate what they should have.
Right. Well, I think we're seeing over and over again that every day of our life, we're choosing between the path of least resistance and resistance. And resisting every day is very exhausting, but it also, that path feels like it's leading somewhere ultimately better than the path of least resistance, which we keep ending up with like huge upheavals because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just gotta choose the path of resistance and keep your gratitude journal going and eat a bunch of tacos.
That's great.
And shop at your local stores that share your values, and take care of each other and be thoughtful about. I can't keep going on, can I? We got to open the store.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the East Lawrence community for showing us how it's done. How about that?
Yep. We're all just going to keep doing our best. See what a mess we are, and we're still trying. So you see us on
Wonderfair.com/East 9th if you want to tell anybody in East Lawrence who you think is a good candidate for this goofy project. See you next week.
Cool. What is this cup? Serious. Iced coffee. Okay, goodbye. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.